Alright, welcome to the final day of Ether Raids light season this week. We're taking on a you see Freyr, you know what time it is, and unfortunately I have disbanded my team that was built specifically to counter these things because Bernie does a fairly good job of taking out Fjorm. The problem is Sedith. Sedith here is going to make it a lot more difficult, probably even impossible, to outspeed Fjorm in this particular configuration. So I'm going to have to depend on whatever tricks I can come up with once I get up there and figure out what's going on with the stats. Looking at the unit choices, I probably wouldn't have selected it like this. I'm pretty sure you could have gotten a mythic in there. I mean, Lumera is great. Well, I mean, Medius is there, but, I mean, sure. I'd probably drop Lumera, if I'm being honest, even though she does offer a ton, or she's probably going to be offering a ton of support with her Divine Stone, but I feel like you could have probably gotten another mythic up there. That is just my thoughts on the matter. Yeah, man, tons of support here. It's to be expected. And to be honest, like, when I look at these setups, the only thing that Freyr is preventing is Embla, Bridal Embla. I really think like because you can inflict debuffs mid-turn, and because these defenses don't offer much in terms of like offensive pressure, they're just sitting there. I don't necessarily think that Freyr is the best choice for setups like this. Again, I probably think that you could have went with another mythic there. Reason being, you could have just like a plus 15 or at least 10 more HP that you could have gotten on these units, which would have made them a lot more difficult to take out. Granted, I'm pretty sure this is tough enough of a defense without my opinions on the matter. I'm really just waiting to see the back of this defense anyways. It's a fairly annoying archetype to deal with, and it takes up a team selection when you have to plan around it, because a team that I would build to take out something like this really isn't going to be used for anything else. So that's a whole team slot that is just being unused for the majority of the season, since this defense type isn't the most popular, but it is common enough for you to want to build a defense, an attacking team, an offensive team, to try to counter it in the event that you do come across it. But yeah, typically Bernie is enough, but I don't think it'll be the case this time. Really, I think feud would have been really helpful here, some form of feud effects, but that's not how I do it, you know. Apparently I like to make things as difficult as possible as I can for myself, because this is a easy game mode, right? Bernie's gonna go up top. We're gonna well, currently what I'm trying to do is make openings so that Bernie can go up top, and then I can figure out like damage calculations and see if I can actually do anything, and then pop a dance, test the traps, and get going. I think my biggest problem here is going to be Lumera's terrain effect and Sedith. If I can get away or get past those two things, then I should be good. And also Sedith has the Celica ring, which is an interesting choice. Understandable, because he's the only one that's going to be keeping his weapon, because that's kind of how his weapon is where everything that he does kind of is. So since he's keeping his weapon and it's also cav effective, it kind of makes sense to you can probably snipe a kill by letting him warp somewhere and take someone out. I definitely understand the logic behind that. That's an actual solid pick. I don't have any issues with that. That's a really, really good pick.
I see.
For an offense, for at least having some type of offensive threat on the team. Let's break this with Lucina, I think is the best choice here. And then I'll get Fallen Marie up there for extra damage. And also she gives stats. Again, also that's another reason that I have Fallen Maria here, because she gives, I think I said this before, but she gives drive speed +4 to all stats, Whereas Ymir only gives defense and res, and I think both Ymirs only give defense and res. I could be wrong about the Dragon Ymir, because you can probably even like give her like snag skills so that you can get additional debuffs that way, which I guess is a bonus in her favor in comparison to. Oh, yep, that's about what I thought. Let's bring.
Yeah, sure I can.
Let's bring Maria up one and see what the damage output is like with the extra 4 speed, if that actually helps out. Like a Canto there. Man, I really love the Canto too that the Future Focus or whatever it is provides. Still not needed. Okay, this is a this is a spot where I'd probably surrender if for the fact that I didn't have Herthvelger here, and she's pretty fast. So what I'm gonna do is see if she's able to outspeed this Amelia, or at least speed tie with Amelia next turn. Even though next turn Lumiere is going to lay down her terrain, which is going to impact damage output, but if I can at least get like within range to not get outsped by Amelia, I think Herthvelger with bonus stats should do fairly well into melee here. She's not getting a lot of support, and the only thing she's going to have is the lull, but Herthvelger won't have any status buffs. So yeah,
sure
that's really going to be the plan. So yeah, let's I don't think I can do anything else here. Let's go to the next turn, see what we can do with Batgirl here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. If she's not able to do it, then I'm just gonna have to surrender because I have no other options aside of her. Yeah, still can't do it. And she's actually, Fjorm is actually outspeeding me with the set of supports and also the drives from Lumera and everyone else. That's actually pretty good. The problem is she's doubling me. If I could get follow Maria up there, then I could be cooking. 1, 2, 3. That's not a good play. I want to get Maria up there, and I want to get the swap in the debuffs. Even though Fjorm doesn't care about debuffs, but
into the sun.
We're targeting Amelia, and Amelia doesn't have penalty neutralization, so
say the word.
It should help me out. Let's do this. What we got?
Sure I can.
Okay, not good enough.
All right.
About see, this is what I mean. Unless you have
name a target.
Okay, we're okay. Unless you have some amount of investment into Lucina, I don't think giving her Miracle is really the best thing. Because I mean, it's either she's not doing any damage. If she's not meeting the speed check, it doesn't matter whether or not she has Miracle. At least with the curve shot, she can get some damage in, potentially.
At your command.
But with Miracle, you're just dependent on what she can put out, like her full damage output, and it kind of just makes her. I feel like she's kind of like a colorless version of Bernadetta, in terms of like just power and overall usability. I feel like that's really how I would describe this Lucina. Let's get Maria up there. I wonder if Fallen Maria will like fall off. I don't think she'll fall. Ooh, okay. Can I get 9? So the problem is I went with speed defense solo instead of attack speed solo. For whatever reason. If I had the extra 6 attack, it would be 3. I still wouldn't have gotten the kill. But it would help. I think I can get this in 2 turns. I mean, the reciprocal aid.
All right.
Lumera, Medius.
At your command.
Turn 2. Is this trap real? I think this trap is real since the other one was, so I can't attack this turn. I don't think. Let's end turn on the... And also, if I do attack...
Name a target.
Yeah, there we go. It's real. Okay, never mind.
Good morning.
I'm gonna go on
Your
turn
command.
5 because I'm not moving, which does way more damage. Yeah, I'm gonna go on the next turn because I should do. It's weird. She doesn't have. I mean, Amelia doesn't have anything that.
Say
Basically,
the
what
word.
I'm saying is Batgirl has Clash, and Amelia doesn't have anything that, if I'm remembering correctly, she doesn't have any Clash effects in her weapon or A skill. So it's kind of weird that
Name a
she's.
target.
But I'm doing more damage because I'm not moving. So I'm gonna back up though. I
At
think
your command.
I should be better if I
Don't be
back up.
seen.
I think that should be the play. Yeah, it's gonna be down
Name a
to
target.
Hearthfelger being able to solo Amelia here.
Say
I
the
don't
word.
think I have any other plays, and that's gonna take a while. So yeah, here we go. Hopefully I'm able to get through Amelia. We want to be able to take out Amelia and Sedith in the same turn. Because if I have
At your
to
command.
like move
Name a target.
all of my calves out of the way, Sedith might snipe someone with the, as I said, the well-designed support or effects from the Silica Ring that he has. So I gotta move all my other units out of the way after once I'm able to take out Amelia, I gotta back everyone. I gotta back everyone all the way up.
At your command.
I think I also need to break the healing tower here because that could play a part once I start
sure I
doing
can.
damage.
Don't be seen.
I feel like this is probably
This is challenging.
B skill gives +7 true damage plus the drops to speed and defense. Whereas if I had potent, I definitely got the
All right.
speed swings.
nothing
So I'd
at
probably
last.
be able to double. Once I'm doubling, the damage output, the +7 shouldn't matter
Say the word.
because I'm getting 2 attacks in. Yeah, potent is probably
One option.
again. This I feel like this is proof that potent is definitely her best B skill. For Hearthfelger, I definitely think it's really the one that would give her the most opportunity to take out units. Well, it kind of makes sense since Amelia kind of also has potent, so the way to get around it is to have potent
Name a
yourself.
target.
Ooh, Breath of Life moments.
At your
I
command.
wonder if I can like override the stone terrain and then
Name a target.
chip damage, extra damage, Breath of Life. I think it's worth a shot at least, just to see if the damage changes. And since I'm not using the miracle for anything else, yeah.
Into the surf. Don't be seen.
This is such a well-supported defense.
This is challenging.
I see.
This is so much work for
Don't be seen.
Say the
the
word.
reward isn't gonna. I don't think the reward is really worth it when you beat a defense like this. The reward doesn't. The pleasure of beating this type of defense isn't really worth it. I feel like unless you bring like a specific counter. I mean, even then, it's such a waste. Let's back. We're gonna have to wait one more turn here. I think that's gonna be the conclusion. I'm gonna also break the healing tower, and then
Don't rush in.
yeah, that's gonna have to be what we do.
You're the target.
I'm trying to see if I can get the terrain just to see. It makes sense to do it now instead of waiting, but I think ultimately next turn is going to be the turn where everything goes down. Let's get out of the way here.
Name a target.
Oh, I attacked in the back because That's the only place she wasn't getting doubled. I forgot that the terrain would go in the lane that you attack from. That's what happened there. Okay,
Yeah,
alright.
sure I can.
So that's useless.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah, sure I can.
Okay. That's about everything that I got for this turn. 4, 5, 6, 7. I have enough turns to take some extra actions. It
At your
should be
command.
okay. You know, to be honest, I've been using her, or at least I've been going through the week so far, and I've honestly been thinking that Hearthfolder has been kind of underwhelming because she really hasn't been offering me a lot of support. Well, not. I don't even want to say support. I kind of want to say that she just hasn't been doing anything. I feel like I could have
No.
like brought another mythic and like let's say Asker, and probably would have gotten a little bit more out of this team. Like that's been my thought process all week, but
Get lost.
kind of crazy. She pops up and on the last day when I kind of crazy that I actually need her for this map.
At your command.
Man, it kind of also sucks though because I feel like this was the one thing that I think that she needs is potent, and I feel like they should have just given it to her instead of the Kanto. I feel like when the last time that we got someone with potent was Duo Sharena, and this is October, and yeah, no one else. How many people got Lugu's friend? Ike,
Which
then
way?
Tamara. It's at least 3 units. So, 2 units.
Name a
So
target.
I feel like it probably would have been a good opportunity to give Hearthfelger potent, because that's really the thing that she's missing here. I think it should have been in her weapon, at
Get
least.
lost.
Maybe substitute the clash effect for potent. It would have made her a lot more.
Into the surf.
What's the word? It would have just made her better, and it also would help her like as she aged, because looking at her competition, it's really only Nerthus. You could probably throw the other goat in there, Freya in there as well, but I mean, it's no point in even counting her. But her competition is really Nerthus, and Nerthus has the reflect damage niche, where she reflects the damage that she's taken. Hearthfolder doesn't necessarily have something like that will help her in the long run. She's really just dependent on her speed output. And speed creep will definitely be a thing. She'll probably fall off as time goes on. But potent would have, if you had given her potent, she would never have, that's not something that would ever happen if it was in her weapon. As opposed to the clash effect, which you could have just given. I mean, argument could be made that you can just give her potent in the B skill, but then you lose out on the Kanto. And the Kanto is actually, I feel, one of the better aspects of her
Name a
kit
target.
design. I feel like it's actually usable for her. Even though currently on this team, I'm getting the Kanto 2 from Lucina, so I could just swap it out and not lose anything.
At your command.
But I really feel like if she had potent in her weapon, she'd probably perform a bit better. Especially longevity-wise, I feel like it would have been better for her. Who knows, maybe she gets it as a refine effect, but at that point, would it really matter? And I think, man, this is so close. I think Nerthus will probably have a little bit more longevity because of just the amount of skills and effects that they're going to give to Cav units that she will eventually be able to inherit. And she's just not, Nerthus isn't a bad unit. The only problem with her is that she has low health for the role that she wants to play, which is to take a hit and then reflect damage. But then if she's dying in one hit, then there's no way she can't reflect the damage if she's dead. And you can't, for the role that she wants to play, she really wanted more health, but something has to be, he needs the stats in her speed as well so that she can double. Probably tanking her attack would have been the best way to go about it, since
Name a target.
reflective damage is probably going to be the place where she does most of her work. I think Excel, of course, is really going to be the thing that helps Nerthus age well. But Hearthvilger here, yeah, I feel like she really needs Potent. I don't want to... It sucks to have to fodder
Name a target.
Potent to a mythic that you use sometimes. That's the problem. That's the problem that I'm currently facing. It would be great if Nerthus didn't have her B slot locked, but that B slot is really good. I mean, I was just looking at Joel's video today. I haven't watched all of it yet, but it kind of same sentiment, I feel. Okay, so I think we should be able to get it now. Okay. Lumera. It's kind of interesting that
Say the word.
Medius hasn't used reciprocal aid on Lumera, which really is what you wanted to happen from this rally. I don't know if something's broken there, but
All right.
he really should have been using reciprocal aid on Lumera, and then Lumera would have used reciprocal aid on Amelia again. So you'd have gotten one more turn out of it, but something seems to be not working there. Not quite sure what. But we get this turn, and we also are able to take out Sedith, which is something that I needed to be able to do. And also, once Sedith goes down, he's really the key piece that's preventing me from meeting my speed check with Bernadetta, as I mentioned earlier. So once Sedith goes down, Fjorn won't be a problem anymore, and then we should be able to clean up the rest of the units here. But yeah, man, I really feel like Hearthvilger needs Potent.
Name a target.
Yeah, it's definitely something that would help her kid out a ton. And I don't want to fodder it to her because, one, I think I only have one copy of Rearmed Lucina left. So kind of want to be careful how I use that.
Mustn't get lost.
And two, it's just it feels bad. I don't know, it just feels bad because I don't think I'm gonna use her after her bonus season is over. Of course, we're gonna get light season again after chaos season, but I mean, come December, am I really gonna be using her? Is the question, and I think the answer might be no. Well, again, it also depends on who the mythic is for the preceding weeks or the weeks to come, but I don't think I'm going to be using her after her bonus season finishes.
Sorry, but this is war.
Just not contributing enough for me to keep her around, especially on some of the teams that she's currently on. I really could have used Asker on those teams.
Into the surf.
This is challenging.
Which way?
Okay, and now Golvig gets to go ham and close everything out. Okay, we're done. Yeah, tough match. I guess credit to Hearthvilger actually doing something. So I can't hate on her too much because I don't think I would have been able to win this without her. But also, if I had the other team set up, I could have just sailed through this. So she's kind of not 100% needed, and really if this was built differently we wouldn't have been able to outspeed or take out Amelia. I think the choice of supports, if Lumera wasn't there, if he had a different support option, a better support option than Lumera, I don't think we would have gotten through Amelia.
You're all right.
So there's that. So yeah, definitely
This may be cold.
not impressed. She's good, but she's just, for a unit that's as new as she is, she's just not great, which is kind of what my conclusion is for using her for a week. But GG's. See you next one.